Hello everybody and welcome back to The Ronin Diaries. As I'm sure many of you are aware, I am a huge anime nerd. In fact, I just posted a video on my channel not too long ago ranking pretty much every anime that I've seen. Shameless self-insert aside, the reason I bring that up is because this may very be the best year that we have ever and will ever receive for anime viewing history. Recent news between multiple different media outlets have kind of shown us what 2026 can expect, and thankfully, for the first time since 2018, we are actually receiving Dragon Ball Super again. Now, the continuation on that is a little iffy, and we'll go over that in a minute, but the reason why this is significant is because not only is Dragon Ball coming back, but for the first time since I think like 2012, the big three, Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto, not Naruto Shippuden, not Boruto, Naruto, will be airing at the same time. And this is extremely precedented because in 2012, when those three were airing, Dragon Ball had not come back. Dragon Ball Super didn't start till 2015. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime event for all anime lovers everywhere. And I thought it would be really fun to make a video going over that recent news and kind of giving you a timeline of what to look forward in 2026. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed, that way you know when each and every single one of my videos comes out. And let's continue. So to start the video off, I think it would actually be better to talk about what's expected in chronological order. That way you guys can have a clear and concise idea of what's coming up through 2026. And to start us off, we have the one, the only, One Piece. Recently, back in October of 2025, Toei announced that for the first time ever, One Piece would be going on a seasonal schedule rather than the weekly or monthly schedule that it was on before. That way the animation studio would have more time to catch up with the story and have a little bit more time dedicated on making each and every single episode a masterpiece. Now, there are a lot of fans who obviously are unsure about how the schedule is going to work out, but honestly, I think it will be better for the viewing experience. And you can expect to see One Piece back in April of this year. I mean, thinking about the One Piece episodes that have been released so far, you've got some amazing examples, but the one that always sticks out to me is, of course, episode 1025. Now, I want you to imagine, though granted it would only be 12 to 24 episodes in one season, I would like you to imagine every episode in a season having almost the quality of episode 1025. I'm not saying that's necessarily what's going to happen. I'm just saying that with more time dedicated towards these episodes, there is a higher likelihood that we'll see that type of quality throughout the entire season. And once again, that will be April of this year. So honestly, just a few more weeks away, folks. We're at the end of February now. We've got a month, maybe a month and a half left, and One Piece will be back on your screens. And this is where the snowball really starts to take effect, because if One Piece follows the traditional 12 episode season that a lot of anime do and really hones in on that animation style, that means One Piece will be ending towards the mid of July. And that just so happens to be when Bleach will be entering its final arc of the Thousand Year Blood War. Now, this is the show that I have the least connection to, and to be frank, I actually haven't seen anything from the Thousand Year Blood War arc. However, I did very much so enjoy the anime all the way up until the point that it ended up in 2012, and I read all of the manga up until the end of, I think the Fullbringer arc is when I stopped reading. So I do have some excitement for this show, and honestly, with what I've seen from it, from the clips, the battles, the characters, how crazy Kenpachi looks, who knows? This may be a show that actually gets me to get a Hulu membership, because I think Hulu is the only place that you can watch Bleach, unfortunately. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that Dragon Ball Super is going to be coming back in 2026 and 2027 in a super big way. We've actually gotten confirmation for a few projects and even a whole new game, but I'll keep that to a later video if you guys want to hear me talk about that. First, in fall of 2026, we're going to be getting a 6-episode special retelling of Battle of Gods. Again. This time, though, it's going to have better choreography, better dialogue. It's going to cut out a lot of the fluff, so this is going to be the definitive edition of the fight, and the one that most fans should probably look towards in the future when wanting to power scale or compare anything really. I've also heard that we may be receiving an episode short special of Resurrection of F, though I couldn't find a specific date for that, so I won't say that's confirmed. However, that being said, if it's the case that we're getting a 6-episode special for Battle of Gods, and then potentially a episode special for Resurrection of F, then I wouldn't put it past us to also get an episode special for the Broly movie. That way Broly can officially become canon into the Super anime. And then for superheroes as well. That way it just makes everything a little bit more clear and concise. But for those that have been waiting for the actual continuation of the story itself, we have confirmed that we will be getting the Moro arc. I don't know if it'll be late 2026 or early 2027, but it'll be in that time frame. And I just love it because the Moro arc is really good in the manga, in my opinion. I think it's like a solid 8.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Pretty good. But what it does is open up more steps for the anime in the future. And I think that once this season of Dragon Ball Super comes out, there's going to be no other option but to continue the animation for Dragon Ball Super. So this is super exciting all around. And then finally, the moment that I have been waiting for so long, we are finally getting our 4-episode special of Naruto. Announced back in 2023 to celebrate the 20th anniversary, we were supposed to be receiving a 4-episode special of Naruto back again in 2023, but then news kind of just disappeared. Everything kind of fell quiet for a little while. It was even rumored that Mr. Beast would pick up Naruto and fund the episodes himself, which obviously didn't happen. But after some deliberation, probably Studio Pierrot having their hands tied with too many other projects is what I would imagine happened. We have finally got the announcement that at the end of this year, late 2026, we will be receiving that 4-episode special. And this is something I think that everyone should definitely tune into, because obviously Naruto has the bad connotation of having a bunch of filler. However, the Naruto movies slap, like extra hard. And my assumption, to our knowledge, we're going to be receiving this special that takes place before Sasuke leaves the village. So this is when they're kids, obviously. This is probably before the Chunin exams, obviously. And I just have a feeling that the story that they create is going to be somewhat similar to some of the Naruto movies in quality and just how the story beelines through. I love these movies. They've been a great watch all my life. So I think this will be an amazing special for everyone to watch for sure. Even people who aren't the biggest Naruto fans, I think they'll enjoy this. Now, with the grandfather of all shonen anime and the big 3 airing all in the same year, who do you think is going to make the biggest wave? What do you think is going to be the best fight in the entire year out of these big 4 anime, the big 3 and the grandfather? What do you think the most memorable moment from these 4 franchises is going to be once we reach 2027? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all next time.